All right, now that we are ready to look at the demand management policies of a government and the supply side management policies of a government, which have to do with fiscal policy and monetary policy, we need to check back into, remember those 6 real life issues, these 6 driving questions for inquiry in the IB Economics curriculum. And we're going to look at number 4, which is actually the second one for macroeconomics, okay? There were 2 for micro. Remember, that's like how producers and consumers behave. Then the need of government intervention and can they actually help it? Those were micro. It had to do with government intervention and microeconomics, and of course the market power if you are an HL student. Excellent. Then we had the first, which is the third question, the first for macroeconomics, which took a look at like why does economic activity vary over time and why do we even care, okay? And then the next one, which is this one, is going to look at what are the tools that governments have in order to manage their society. So let's take a look at the question. Here it is. Real world issue question number 2 for macroeconomics, 4 overall for our studies of IB Economics. And the question is, how do governments manage their economy and how effective are their policies? I love simple questions. I love simple questions. They make me want to sip a mate. Hold on. Okay. Governments are the parents of an economy. They have 2 tools in order to manage their economy. One tool is fiscal policy, and one tool is monetary policy. And we're going to get into all of this in a little bit. Okay. So what does that mean? Well, fiscal policy means the government can control taxation and their own government spending. Monetary policy means they control the interest rates, which is the price of money that they print or create. Not necessarily always print. They can create money. And then 2, the money supply, the actual supply of money. Those are the 2 tools. That's it. They're like a two-tool carpenter. That's it. Fiscal, monetary. That's it. Okay. So the question is then, how do they use those tools? That's what this is talking about, to manage their economy. So when there's economic growth that's going too fast, we know now that's bad. So how do they slow it down? When the economy's dipping, maybe because of a global pandemic, or maybe because there's just a general recession that happens on a cyclical basis, usually in an industrialized society like every 4 to 5 years, how do they get the economy back to that sweet spot of 2% growth, 5% unemployment, and 2% inflation, okay? So underneath this question, there are some conceptual understandings, like these are the things that are true that create the inquiry question that we just looked at, okay? Number 1, government intervention attempts to achieve macroeconomic objectives through a choice of policies. Number 2, political, economic, social, and environmental factors are interdependent and will influence the effectiveness of government policies, okay? So, if political, economic, social, and environmental factors are interdependent, that's one of our 6 key themes, core concepts of our whole study, like, something's got to give, right? Political, economic, social, environmental factors, they're going to influence the effectiveness. Well, some countries are super developed and therefore they have the luxury of worrying about the environment. Some countries are not very developed and they're just trying to get their standard of living up so people can get out of abject poverty. They don't really care if they don't care as much if the river's polluted, not because they don't care about the river, but because their driving force is that they're worried about eating. And let's just be honest with one another. If you had a choice between eating and polluting a river, which would you choose? I'd choose eating. It's a luxury to worry about the environment. Granted, sustainability, global sustainability, there's so many of us now on this planet that we're consuming this planet up, so we have to all think about it. But when it comes down to our own individual decisions, I don't think there's a human alive that would have hungry children that would worry more about the polluted river, right? They're going to worry about food, okay? So there are the conceptual understandings of this real world question. And it says, like, what are the tools and how effective are governments in managing their economy? And you see the yellow words here, intervention, choice, interdependent, right? Which are tied into the 9 central themes of IB Economics, which are scarcity, choice, efficiency, equity, economic well-being, sustainability, change, interdependence, and intervention. And those are the main lenses through which we look at all of our studies of economics, whether we are in microeconomics, macroeconomics, market power, or the global economy, okay? So there you have it. That is real world issue Question number 4, which is actually number 2 of macroeconomics, how effective are government policies in managing their economies? And with that, we roll on to the next video where we start learning about that a little bit more. See you then.